What you guys, got another action cam review. This one is the Bomaker camera, and this one comes in a nice little holdall, pretty well built holdall here, great for going on holiday. As you can see here, keep all the sand and dust out, and we're going to take a look at this in this review here. Just going to unzip this here, and as you can see, you get the full kit here. So inside the kit you're going to get your usual back plate, spare back plate here, loads of other attachments. This is some sort of a belt attachment, as you can see here. Now, you've probably seen reviews on these particular types of products. They are all different. You're going to get, this one comes in a full kit, as you can see here. There's some sort of bracket holder here, and again you've got your USB charger here. You put your USB port in there, and you've got your 3-pin plug. Again, loads of other little elbow attachments here for helmet, crash helmets and stuff like that, handlebars. Remote control on this one, which is always nice, just in case you want to, if you're on a motorbike or something and the crash helmet's got the camera on it, you can control it from here, record and start. So very, very useful if you're on a motorbike or on a pedal bike or something, and the actual camera's on top of the helmet, which means you don't have to keep taking the helmet off. You've got a cleaning cloth here. Here is the camera, and we'll take a look at that in a second. There is some other stuff inside here, and you've got some other attachments here. There's bundles of attachments. These are sticky pads for crash helmets and stuff like that as well. And there's loads of other bits and pieces inside here. I'll just grab them all out. Handlebar attachments, as you can see. I will list them all up, what you will get in the pack. You've got your charging cable here as well for the USB charging, as you can see, and also you've got the plug so you can charge it via the wall, which is always nice as well. And again, you've got your battery. I'm not sure if you get 2 batteries in this pack or whether it's just 1 battery, but this is the battery here, and there may be one inside the camera. I need to check that, which I will do. And again, you've got some straps here and cable ties, some other straps. And again, you've got some attachments here, and of course you've got your user manual and Velcro straps here as well. And this is your action cam here. Here you can see 170-degree angle on this one, HDMI 4 Ultra HD 4K, waterproof up to 30 meters, which pretty much they all do. Long-lasting battery on this version here, slow motion on here as well. And this is the version 3.0 manual. And again, these are all the attachments here, which you can see. I'll try to put them here so you can see we've got loads of different mounts here, and loads and loads of different attachments. Now the camera does have a status screen on the front here, which we'll take a look at in a second, but you can see the loads of different modes here that it does. Photos, burst photos, so you can do burst photos, time lapse and stuff like that. Maybe I might do a bit of time lapse on this one, just to change things up a little bit to show you what it looks like. And also we've got some video and photo playback and adjust camera settings and resolutions and more on here, which we'll go through in a second. So that is the user manual here. That we're going to put all this to one side and take a look at the camera itself. Now this is the actual camera that you're going to get with the waterproof housing, which is up to 30 meters, I think. Now I've done plenty of diving over the years, and these do work very well underwater. Just make sure you wash them out afterwards to remove any salt from them to stop any corrosion or anything like that. But you can buy new ones of these if they do get a bit like that after a bit of use. But you can also see there is a mount here as well, which you can use. And also if you want to undo this, I'll show you. But first off, we have the menu button here, which is also your power button to power the unit on. You can see that big lens here. Also we've got the side button here, which is going to be your navigation button, I would have thought, and also the mode button at the top here as well, another button. So we'll go through these buttons, what they are, because they look different to some of the other ones that I've used. This is 1 button here, sometimes there's 2. So we'll have a look when we get the camera out, but you can generally get the idea of what these are for when I get the camera out of here. And you've got that lovely 2-inch display here as well, which will be nice. Now let's get this out here. Now to get these out, it's pretty simple. You just push the little front panel here back like that, and then this releases it from its waterproof housing. Now when you remove this here, you can see there's the camera in there, and we just pop it out, and you can see the waterproof design here. Pretty good. So let me move that to one side, and here is the camera. Now this camera is not like the other ones that we've been using. This does have an LCD screen on the front here, which we're going to remove the little sticker on the front, but there it is there. And we'll take a look. This is your power and your mode button here on the front. On the front here, and you've got this nice brushed aluminum sort of look on the front here. I do like that. It's probably one of the best looking ones so far that I've looked at. And there is that lovely lens here. The lens is probably a Sony lens, but I will check that for you. But also you can see here on the side we have our USB port here, which is your charging port, micro USB, and also we do have our HDMI port. And we also have a micro SD card slot, and I will check the size that you can use, and I will put that on the screen right now. It's probably up to 128 gigabytes, I would have thought. And also we've got the back thing we're just going to remove here. We've got remote and action camera on that back part. This is a 2-inch LCD screen here. There is the Wi-Fi button as well. And also we'll be checking all these functions out on this camera. Now this is the camera battery port here. We can open this up and have a look. So you just get your now inside this area here and pull this back, and of course you do get a secondary battery, which is really nice. So you're getting 2 batteries in this kit, which is a nice touch, because that means you can charge one while you're using another one, which I always recommend with these particular types of cameras. So let's power it on and have a look at it. Now to power this on, you're just going to push the power button here. And then you can see we have the LCD display on here, which will give us the battery power. Also it tells you we're in video mode, and we're in 1080p at 60 frames per second. And also we have full HD mode and a timer on here, which is really useful if you're recording. So it saves you having to, if you're looking at the camera, you can see all the display at the front. Now also, if we look at the back, there is no card in here. I'm going to put a card in a second. Let me just go and do that. Now I'm using the SanDisk 32 gigabyte for these little cameras, if you're wondering what one I'm using. You can use the 64 gig. I have a bunch of these different ones. These are pretty reasonably priced, and this is class 10. That's important. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick this up. There you go. You need class 10 because that's doing 4K, and it will need the speed as well. So let me just plug this into here. I'll go one of these ways. We're just going to click that into place, and now we've got our card in. So we'll just power it back up. And now we should be okay. There we go. So here we have the menu system, and you use the mode button on the front to navigate through the video and footage and stuff like that that you want to do, and it will navigate up the top. I'll show you that in a second. But you can see we have the resolution here for the video, and you can test this and set it up how you want by using this button. And of course when you push this button, it will go back into settings mode, and use your mode button to navigate through. There's no navigation buttons here on the side on this version. You can see looping video, metering, and also timestamp, exposure, burst photo, time lapse, continuous lapse, power, frequency, language, date and time, and stuff like that. So if you wanted to change this, you would change it here to whatever time you want. And we can now push this and go back. So it's the Wi-Fi to go back on that version, and again we just go through here. So it's not too bad to set up. It's just a bit different, and there's your version here, reset format and all that sort of good stuff. And now we can click this and go back. So it's pretty straightforward, and you've got your menu system here. So let's take a look at what it looks like when we video stuff. So I thought we'd take a quick look here at the quality of the video. I've done quite a bit of video with this because I was quite impressed with it, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. So as you can see, the sky is all nicely detailed here. The horses on the field, you can see, are in good detail. This one is just coming up to say hello, And this is a rescue centre for horses, which I just drove up here to have a look at, and to give you some different footage. They just live out their life in peace because they've been poorly treated and they've been rescued, and as you can see, they just live life to the full, eating and shitting by the looks of it, and living their life as they should do, in peace. And there's a lot of them here. There's tons of horses, and I'll take you down to the other area here. So this is a big field. This is not just this part here. There's a massive field where they can run around. There's a one rolling around in the background, you can see, and the quality is pretty exceptional. So let's have a listen to the microphone.
Look at that little one. These little short legs. He's pot belly. Come on. Come on. There you go. Hello. Hello then. Hello. He's got a lot of flies in his eyes. I don't know what's going on there. We don't look too healthy. I'm not going to touch him. Hey.
So as you can see, the microphone works pretty well, and we're going to take a look at some 1080p at 60 frames per second.
This is 1080p 60 frames per second.
As you can see, there's a little bit more contrast in this one, a little bit more sharper, and this is, as I said, 1080p at 60 frames per second. And I'll try and show you those other horses again, which we had a look at earlier, just to see what the detail looks like, so you get some sort of reference to what they look like. Now remember, YouTube has rendered these down and compressed them a little bit more, but this is all 1080p, so you're not going to see the true 4K, but it is different to the 1080p with 60 frames. But all in all, I think pretty good quality video there from this little camera. Now also, this is the walking test here. Now if you're facing the sun, you do get a bit of glare there, but I'm just coming down to this lake to show you what it looks like. There's a little bit of movement there on the camera when you're walking, but this is some pretty good quality. So I just wanted to show you this footage here, and I think it's pretty good. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of the footage here. You can see it's pretty sharp and vibrant there, and you can see them all boating on the water there on the lake. And we'll do a different type of footage here in a second. I'll just change it up a little bit so you can see what the differences are as well. And it's a really lovely view. There's a lovely view there. You can do some good fishing here as well. Now you can see the water's changed a little bit here, and this is a pretty overcast area because there is trees here, and I've walked through the little walkway there, which is covered with trees, so there's not a lot of light, and you are getting some very good footage. And I'll show you a couple of pictures in a minute which I took with this camera, because you can take photos with it, and it does pretty good photos. I only took a couple because I think the video part is probably what you're going to want to see. But I'll show you these pictures, and then I'll wrap the video up. So what do you reckon of these pictures? Not too bad, eh? Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Thanks for GooBang for sending it over. Bye for now.